And they're off. Sunday Mischief and Refund Wriggler flashes back as third of the far outside there, and Spritzer moves along to fourth. Chrome Dixie Eleazar next, then it's Chauffeur about mid-flight, and after that is Winston's Gold. Panamine drops to the back of the pack, and trailing the field is Great Assumptions, last at about 15 from the pace. Heading over the turn, Sunday Mischief, the one to catch, 3 parts of a length. Refund Wriggler is still right there in the second spot. Length and a half flashes back. Spritzer's close fourth, just 3 from the speed. Chauffeur racing on the outside. Chrome Dixie, Winston's Gold. Eleazar down to the inside has a bit of run. Eleazar now 7 from the front and trying to quicken down to the inside into the stretch. Quarter of a mile left to go. Second wire finish, and it's Sunday Mischief flashes back on the outside, and the inside is Refund Wriggler who's next. They're followed by Spritzer next in line. The outside Chauffeur is coming too. Winston's Gold deep out in the center of the track. Here comes Chauffeur. Chauffeur at Sunday Mischief with the 16th to go, and Chauffeur coming home. Chauffeur and Jorge Ruiz in the driver's seat. Chauffeur to win it. Photo second. Blanket for second. And they're off. Buckwild and Grow over the border. I Am the Mike hustled up for early speed as well. Here's Reed the Spec, the favorite, traveling fifth, the 3-path. Back to Preacher Amos, and trailing the field is Rascally Rebel. Heading over the far turn run, Buckwild has opened up a quick 3-length lead now from Grow just second as they head into the turn, and Reed the Spec is on the move, just taking that second spot as I Am the Mike drops back and passed by Over the Borders now into fourth. Preacher Amos, and trailing the field is Rascally Rebel still. 3 to go. Buckwild the lead 2.5 lengths from the favorite Reed the Spec. Grow is in third, and Over the Border is in fourth. I Am the Mike who's in fifth position, and then it's Rascally Rebel now passing Preacher Amos. Top of the stretch, Buckwild is the one to beat still. Buckwild trying to carry that speed for another furlong and a half. Reed the Spec on the outside now making inroads up to even terms, and then Over the Borders have 5 to make up with 1 furlong left to run now. Reed the Spec in front, but drifting toward the center of the track just a bit as a 3-length lead. Over the Borders second, Buckwild is third, close to home. Reed the Spec favorite gets it done. Reed the Spec Over the Border. Rascally Rebel came from last, then Buckwild and I Am the Mike. Rip it. And they're off. Awkward break there for Gundry Trails. Midnight Tequila, Sweet Street flashing up to take the lead now. Sweet Street Grand Manor and Midnight Tequila third. The far outside there is Rip It of the second flight, and Crossland will settle down to the inside there. About 5 off that pace into the turn run. Here's the last sip, racing some 6 off the speed, and Mailman's a flyer outside of that runner. As so they're 8 or 9 lengths back, and Gundry is last of them all. Sweet Street up there with Rip It second, just a half length behind now. So Sweet Street shows the way, but Rip It on the outside going to put a bit of pressure on. Midnight Tequila's 2 lengths off up in third position. Crossland fourth. Grand Manor is in fifth. The last sip and Mailman's a flyer, and still far back to Gundry. About 4.5 furlongs left to go. The inside is Sweet Street. Sweet Street nursed along on that lead. Rip It on the outside. Another 3 lengths back. Midnight Tequila still sitting in third position. And Crossland now has 6 to 7 to make up. And Grand Manor on the inside. Crossland, Grand Manor racing as a team, but Sweet Street still going on into the far turn run. 3.5 out. Sweet Street from Rip It second. Midnight Tequila down to the inside is Grand Manor. Alongside of that is Crossland. Now they're trying to gain. They're within 4 of the speed. And on the outside, Crossland first to make a move, moves into fourth. Top of the stretch now, Midnight Tequila at Sweet Street to take the lead. Midnight Tequila, Sweet Street back second. Crossland on the far outside. Grand Manor is fourth near the inside. They're followed by the last sip. About a furlong left to go, and it's Midnight Tequila in front. Midnight Tequila trying to hold. Crossland on the outside, trying to gain. Crossland outside, Midnight Tequila. Midnight Tequila looking for the Laurel line. Midnight Tequila, Crossland keeps on coming on the outside. Midnight Tequila, Midnight Tequila. Hulls off Crossland, the last sip was third. Grand Manor was fourth. And Mailman's a flyer fifth.
When we started adding protocols, the first thing we knew we wanted to do was to add veterinarians watching training. We really had to look at all of the opportunities that we had to impact horse safety, controlling medication and training, which had never been done, investing in cutting-edge diagnostic techniques, decreasing the amount of medication that was in the horse on race day. Right now it's training, but we're checking horses that are racing on Saturday. Thank you. You're all right, sweetie. I feel like we are changing things for the better.
Right now, it's basically just being present. We do examine various horses in the days leading up to it. Race day, it's every horse. We're watching the horses, how they warm up. Now they've got weight on their back. We're on different surface. We're still following the horses. All the horses look good during their warm-up, sound ready to run.
I truly feel like we are moving the sport forward. The horses are better for it. We've really changed to focus on putting horses at the center and being the most important part of the equation.
Don't tell Darren. In the gate. And they're off. Basarati off to a sharp beginning. Here now, too, is Miss Georgie. Miss Georgie Basarati. The inside is Lady Serenity. Then Gourmet's Gabriella is next. And Tappin' Josie is moving up to fourth spot, followed by Condescending on the outside. Heard It All back of the pack. And Don't Tell Darren trailing the field. Basarati on the outside. Miss Georgie out of the inside. Basarati, Miss Georgie exchanging punches up front. Length and a half. Tappin' Josie in a good spot now into the far turn run. Lady Serenity asks for more from fourth. Condescending is in fifth at an even pace. Gormley's Gabriella is next, and Heard It All, and Don't Tell Darren trailing the field. Three of them line up, top of the stretch, about a quarter of a mile left to go. Basarati punching through between horses to try to stay. Tappin' Josie, they're on the outside. Miss Georgie down to the inside. Tappin' Josie shifting in just a little bit. Miss Georgie's trying to stay with her head to check, with 1 furlong left to go. Then it's Basarati in third. Gormley's Gabriella is in fourth. Tappin' Josie's up top and pulling away now by some 6, and here's Gormley's Gabriella moving strongly to second, and Miss Georgie third. It's Tappin' Josie, Gormley's Gabriella, then Miss Georgie, Lady Serenity, and Basarati. Minute Liberal. And they're off. Smile Brian and Dancing Till Dusk with U.S. Constitution from the rail. First three sorting out that opening furlong. Battalion up close there in the fourth spot. Resident Liberal, This I'll Defend follows that. And Beltway Bob and Artemis Bridge, they're 7 off that pace early. And Fermat back of the pack. And trailing the field is Go Poke the Bear. Into the first turn run, U.S. Constitution leads the way from Smile Brian, leading about 3 parts of a length. Battalion on the outside. Resident Liberal now ground saving there in fourth position. They're followed by Dancing Till Dusk. After that, This I'll Defend is on the inside. Artemis Bridge and Beltway Bob are next in line, and Go Poke the Bear. And trailing the field now is Fermat out of the inside. 13 lengths will cover them, 5/8 to go. Battalion moves on the outside. The head in front from U.S. Constitution and Smile Brian to make 3 right across the track. In fourth, there's Dancing Till Dusk, and Resident Liberal is next. Artemis Bridge is trying to advance now, 5 from the front, heading into the far turn run. This I'll Defend, and Beltway Bob, Fermat, and Go Poke the Bear trailing the field into the far turn run. Big move from Artemis Bridge on the outside. Artemis Bridge Dancing Till Dusk, Dancing Till Dusk, Artemis Bridge going on from Smile Brian, ridden along for a little more. Resident Liberal is in fourth. Then is Battalion of Between Horses fifth. U.S. Constitution on the inside. They're into the stretch, and Dancing Till Dusk a little more to offer. Artemis Bridge made the move, flattened out a little bit. Down to the inside is a U.S. Constitution who dropped back, but coming for a little more on the inside. U.S. Constitution. Battalion charging out of the outside. Here's Battalion and Karamanos to take it in time. Battalion Fermat closing from the back of the pack to finish second. Close third, U.S. Constitution or Smile Brian, then Artemis Bridge, or This I'll Defend. In the rough. For Love of Country, sent out for the early advantage. Here's closer look with some early speed on the inside is Vinny right there into that first turn run. Million moving up on the outside just into second now. So they're chasing for Love of Country. Has established the front 3/4 of a length from Million second. Vinny is in third. Up against it on the outside, racing fourth. Closer look is next in fifth. And it's 1-2 Kid and Boss Logic. They're 5 to 6 off a slow pace up front, and Erawan trailing the field. Racing down the backstretch now for Love of Country leads the way. Million there on the outside. Vinny's down to the rail in third. Up against it, the Grays in fourth. Out in the clear. Closer look is in fifth. Then is 1-2 Kid and Boss Logic. And Erawan trailing the field. Heading now past the 5-ace pole. For Love of Country, Million there on the outside to challenge. Million for Love of Country, exchanging it up front. From up against it, a length and a half off them in third. Vinny down inside there, fourth position as they head into the turn. Now the outside, Boss Logic has moved to fourth. Boss Logic in good striking range with 3.5 furlongs left to go. So it's for Love of Country, Million, nothing between them. A 2-length gap, but up against it in third position. Boss Logic trying to carry on there from fourth, but under a ride. Now 2.5 furlongs left to go. Million for Love of Country. They've been at it throughout with a 1/4 mile left to run, and up against it is looming up there in third position. 3 chances at the top of the stretch now. Million for Love of Country. Up against it to the center of the track now. Up against it is coming with a run with 1 furlong left to go. Up against it, the Gray sweeps on by. Past that furlong marker, opens a length and a half from the battling Million. Then for Love of Country is in third. And fourth now is Boss Logic. Here's up against it, and Geron Barbosa with a double. Up against it. Million was second for Love of Country. And then it was Boss Logic and late running Erawan. And they're off. Prepare for takeoff, and Flimsy flying out to the early advantage. Into the turn they roll. In between horses, Mitmazel right there with Early Lick. And Champagne Toast out of the inside, a close fourth. Quiet Imagination fifth. Chica Rabiosa. And back to Dry Well, who's saving ground round the turn. And Start with a Bang. Start with a Bang, trailing now about 11 off that pace. It's Prepare for Takeoff. Mitmazel between horses, and Flimsy on the outside. With Champagne Toast getting a good journey there from fourth early going. And in Quiet Imagination is back in fifth. Chica Rabiosa and Dry Well on the outside about the 3-path, and trailing the field is Start with a Bang. So Mitmazel, 5.5 furlongs to go, opens up a 2-length lead on Flimsy in second, and Champagne Toast is now in between. Prepare for Takeoff in that second flight there, and it's a length and a half more. Dry Well is on the outside. Quiet Imagination, Chica Rabiosa, Blue Silk's down to the rail, and Start with a Bang. Only 6 from the front, heading into the far turn with a half mile left to go. It is Mitmazel Mitmazel the one to catch. Mitmazel from Champagne Toast, the lead a length and a half. Flimsy third, prepare for takeoff. Quiet Imagination, Drywell on the outside. And then back to Chica Rabiosa and Start with a Bang. 2.5 furlongs left to go. Mitmazel, Champagne Toast, the Serious Menace there on the outside as they turn in with Flimsy in third and Quiet Imagination down inside in fourth. Mitmazel turns for home. Champagne Toast trying to drive by on the outside. Champagne Toast, Mitmazel down to the inside. Quiet Imagination tries to pick up from third position. Flimsy and Start with a Bang till the center of the track. And here's Champagne Toast who suddenly breaks away. A gang of four across the track with Flimsy on the outside there is Start with a Bang. Now these two down to second with Champagne Toast. Champagne Toast at 5-1 is clear under J.D. Acosta. Second will go to Start with a Bang. And then it was Flimsy and Quiet Imagination, Drywell. And they're off. Flirtatious last on the inside, Winked, and here's Sparkle Sprinkle, now splitting horses to show early speed. Sparkle Sprinkle now hooks up with Flirtatious last. Winked is in third, and Miranda's Desmond next in fourth, and Gal's Gal is next fifth. Grand Skylark is sixth about the three path, and Queen Sheba at the back of the pack. Hitch a Ride, 8 off that pace. Into the turn, Sparkle Sprinkle leads the way, Winked on the outside, Flirtatious last back third position. Grand Skylark, and then the two path is next, and followed in between horses by Gal's Gal. The outside is Hitch a Ride 3 deep, and in Miranda's Desmond on the inside, and Queen Sheba trailing the field. Top of the stretch, more than a quarter of a mile to go. Second wire finish, and it's Sparkle Sprinkle turning in. Sparkle Sprinkle, Winked to the outside, and Flirtatious last is next. I'll have Grand Skylark next in fourth. They're into the stretch with a furlong left to go now, and Winked on the outside has grabbed the lead. Winked is in front. Winked is there. Now here comes Hitch a Ride. Hitch a Ride exploding in the far, far outside. Hitch a Ride, Queen Sheba, Hitch a Ride coming at Winked. Hitch a Ride, Queen Sheba, Hitch a Ride, photo finish. Queen Sheba or Hitch a Ride, photo down to the second wire. 1 mile, second finish line, 1 turn mile. And they're off. Solid break for Kershaw and Bumper Due. Down to the inside and moving up is Caribbean under a hustle, and also Uncle Jerome with that early speed. Here's Uncle Jerome now in that opening furlong to take the lead. Uncle Jerome's in front, welling in between horses on the inside. Caribbean sent forward, and Kershaw is racing in fourth. Walk Away Joe racing back of the pack, and Bumper Due's in between horses and Absentee on the inside. 6 to 7 lengths will cover front to back. They journey down the backstretch, and Caribbean at the rail. One of the lead-ins got it now from Uncle Jerome on the outside, who presses. It's Welling in third position, just 2 lengths off them, and Kershaw racing in fourth. Bumper Due fifth. Walk Away Joe is 6 at this point, heading into the turn, is now in between horses as they move with 4.5 furlongs left to run. Absentee is trailing the field. Into the turn, Caribbean just in front from Uncle Jerome. Walk Away Joe getting closer. Welling, and here's Kershaw on the far outside. A wide bid from Kershaw. Welling and Kershaw, they're moving 3 and 4 wide. It's Caribbean the one to catch still. Caribbean, Kershaw on the outside. Uncle Jerome, Walk Away Joe down to the inside. Welling in between horses driven. Another 5 lengths back, and it's Bumper Due and Absentee. Top of the stretch with a 1/4 mile to go. Second wire finish line. Kershaw to the front from the battling Caribbean, and Walk Away Joe has an inside run. Walk Away Joe down to the inside. Kershaw, Walk Away Joe down inside. Drifting a bit is Caribbean in third with 1 furlong left to go. Kershaw, Walk Away Joe down to the inside. Walk Away Joe keeps on trying. Kershaw's got the upper hand with 16 to go. Welling is third. Kershaw, Walk Away Joe. Kershaw, Walk Away Joe still trying. Kershaw and Walk Away Joe. Welling was third.